Knowing your walkaway line is one of the best things that you can do to take the emotions out of negotiation. Negotiations tend to become a very emotional thing because we all have this line in our head that once it goes past that line, we start to get angry with the client because they're asking for too much. And then we start to do things that really aren't putting us in a good position to close that deal or engaging with the prospect or the client as well as we should. But having a walkaway line, it makes it very objective. Once they go below that line, you just walk away. It's kind of like when I play blackjack. When I'm sitting at the tables, 16 is probably the worst thing any blackjack player can look at, right? Where you're showing a 16, the dealer's showing a 7. What do you do? And when I play blackjack, inevitably somebody comes down and sits down next to me and says, and they're playing cards, and all of a sudden 16 hits, and they're like, oh man, I hate 16s. And it's this very emotional thing, and they kind of look at the cards and pretend like they're counting, like, well, a lot of face cards on here, so hit. And then they bust, and they're like, oh, man. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, 16 comes up again a few hands later. And oh, man, and then they stay. And then the dealer wins. I hate 16, right? And it's this very emotional thing. For me, I know the book says always hit on 16. I don't always hit on 16. However, every time I sit down at a table for that shoe, I determine whether I'm going to hit on 16 or not. So for that shoe, every time 16 comes up, I'm hitting. Then if I don't like that hand, I move to another table, and every time 16 comes up, I stay. It takes the emotional decision out of it and makes it a lot easier for me. It's the same thing with negotiations in my walkaway line. I draw a line in the sand and say, I'm just gonna walk away past that, and it makes it very objective. So know your walkaway line before you walk into any negotiations to remove the emotion out of it and put you in more control. Make it happen.